Good Sunday evening. Welcome, 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 everybody, man. Thank you for tuning in to the locker room. We're going to give you just a few moments, get some of our members to join, some of our first time members to join as you come in, dress out, settle in on this magnificent Sunday where we're honoring anyone that's going through breast cancer, anyone that's going through anything in the struggle. We have a special guest on today that's going to introduce himself and show why he, yes, that's right, he is an advocate for breast cancer. As we start every week off when we do a show, we want to thank everybody for one, being a part of the locker room, but also sends our thoughts and our prayers and our condolences and our well wishes to anybody being impacted by COVID-19. We know it's a global pandemic, and there's a lot of people that's still struggling silently here in the locker room. You don't have to go through that alone. Please reach out. I know there's people that's still waiting for checks for unemployment, trying to find employment, to your school teachers, all the extra hours that you're putting in that you're not getting paid for all the extra classes and emails that you send in and students sending in blank information. Way to stay encouraged and keep at it, because that shows how resilient we are, how strong we are as a people. And we definitely like you and we appreciate that for you. And we love you from the bottom of our heart. As always, joining me in the locker room this week, I have my brothers that go to war, go to the game every week with me. I'm going to shout out our brother Adam McLean, who's doing one of the most phenomenal things that any one of us can ever do, and that's just spending time with his family, family first. And we support him. We love him, beyond that. So we totally understand my brother. I know he's supporting, sharing our information and doing God's work, even not on this live platform. I have my brother Anthony D. Staten on the show with us today. Big bro Lamar Bell on the show with us today. And we have B. Byron Farrell on the show with us here today. So our special guest, without going any further. Now, this man has many talents. He's actually has a name that he'd rather me pronounce a different way, but I won't. I call him Marie. Family members call him Marie Coleman. I might not even say that right. But I'm going to bring him into the locker room a special way, man, because what we usually do in the locker room, we play music for an intro. Man, we never had this in the locker room, man. This time, this guest has his own intro music by the one and only Pastor Troy. So we're going to play it a little bit, get hype, and we're going to introduce Marie Coleman to the locker room. So y'all just cheer him on, listen to the song for a little bit, and we're going to get into a great show.
Y'all know what time it is, your boy Pastor Troy. Put it down for Team Coleman. Vietnam, stand up. Y'all know how we do it, man. The Pink Panther in the building. You already know how we go. DSGB, baby. Secretary of Defense. Let's go. Turn this thing up. You want everybody to listen? Let's go, big man.
All right, man, you heard it. If you didn't hear, the nickname is Marie Pink Panther Coleman. Brother, welcome to the locker room, man. How you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, most definitely, man. We're glad to have you a part of the show. For everyone that's tuning in, right? We're talking about breast cancer awareness, and we have it from a man's perspective. Can you tell the people a little bit about your advocacy and why you're such a big advocate for breast cancer awareness and what you're truly fighting for?
Well, how you doing, everybody? I'm Marie the Pink Panther Coleman. I'm a pro boxer fighting for breast cancer because my mom, she's a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and being with my mom every step of the way, it taught me something. Watching her just go through everything and beat it and win, and how it drained her, but she stayed a mom. She stayed doing everything she needed to do. It just motivated me, and I feel like it's a lot of men and women that don't get enough support and recognition for what they do. So it's like, hey, if I'm gonna be this athlete, I should fight for it. Plus I feel like real men can wear pink anyway, so let's do it.
Hey man, that's awesome. So when you talk about just fighting for it, in your platform saying you're a professional boxer,
Yes.
what are some of the ways that you use that platform to help anyone going through these, like their treatments?
Oh, I base it off of free promotion. I feel like for myself, being a boxer, everything I do is hashtag Pink Panther, something like that, to bring awareness to it. And I feel like based off me being such a huge advocate, I try to do things that have people volunteer. I volunteer, show people pretty much a lot of men, because it only seems to get enough recognition in October, but it's 11 other months in this year, you know. So it's kind of like try to do that, volunteer for this, help people out. Just try to give someone energy and give someone some knowledge also, like, hey, it's bigger than just October, whether it has affected your family or not. Just try to be a part of the cause, whether it's donating, whether it's volunteering, whether it's just anything, any little way that you can help. I just try to open up everyone's eyes and broaden their horizons through the sport of boxing, because it's a big platform. I didn't ask for it. I'm here, so I'm gonna, take full advantage of it to make it better for everyone in the world.
Got you. And breast cancer, now I just have a question about that. Is this something that just your mother had, or was it something that's hereditary in the family, just more than her? Your father, or anyone, or grandfather, or anybody that you may know, is that something that's, how people say it runs in the family? Is that something traditionally that your family had to fight and overcome?
Well, it's a yes and a no. I'm gonna let you all in on something that not too many people even know. I just came back from All Army. I was an amateur boxer. I was All Army heavyweight champ, and I had some lumps in my chest, and it was burning behind my nipples real bad. And us men, we stubborn. We're not trying to go to no doctor. Oh, we tough. It'll be okay. Just take a Tylenol, it'll be okay, right? I end up having to get a mammogram. Now, if you're not familiar with a mammogram, as a man, you're right. You should know what it is, or you should know what it is, but you should never have done it. Had to stick your chest, because we don't have no breasts. We stick a chest in a machine, take pictures of it. It was the most pain. Oh man, it was so uncomfortable. Long story short, they seen that I had some lumps in my chest, and they took me in this little room and said, "Hey, you may have breast cancer." I'm like, "What? Breast cancer?" I'm like, "No, that's women." I said, "No, certain percentage of men have breast cancer also. Hey, you have to have this surgery." Now I was active duty in the Army, so it wasn't a choice. This was a particular surgery where I had no choice to get done. And it was one of those type of surgeries where it was too many. They had, I don't know, Uncle Sam being involved, man, it's a lot of he say, she say, but they didn't want to do a biopsy. I wish they would have, but they didn't do a biopsy. So I had to have a 3.5-hour liposuction surgery from a plastic surgeon. It was crazy, man. 3.5 hours on the table. I just won the All Army gold medal. In the amateur world, I feel like I was on top of the world, because I wasn't like a big growing up type of young boy boxing. I just started a few years in my military career. So that like woke me up to it. And then my mom having it a second time, it's like, yo, this is something real serious. And it just all kind of came together to where like, hey, you're the Pink Panther. Like, you're going to fight for it. My birthday was the other day, the 16th. My birthstone color is pink. I feel like real men can wear pink. With North Carolina, we have the Carolina Panthers. That's the Panther. And my unit that I was deployed with 3 times, Iraq and Afghanistan, our logo, our mascot was the Panther. So there we have it, Pink Panther. So my name has meaning, and it stands for something bigger than boxing. I'm just an advocate for it through the sport of boxing.
Man, that's awesome. That's a good connection to it. Because again, I'm sitting here listening to you talk about having a mammogram, and I can't even see how we can even, like, how is that even possible for a man to like get in the machine, or however it works? Just because I automatically assume, hey, it's just something that women just about have to deal with, and how do we know to get checked for? So man, we thank you for your service, and man, thank you for not being stubborn and ignoring those signs, man, because this thing could have turned out a whole lot worse than what it really came out to be.
Yeah, definitely got to take care of ourselves, man. Got to get checked for everything. It's not nothing that's based off of sex. Oh, you're a man, you can't get this. No, yes, you can. It's a smaller percentage, but the thing is, people don't realize there is a percentage.
Got you, definitely, man. And that's
I got a quick question for you, Mark. Now, when you were first diagnosed, was it like a couple days you had time to think about it and process it, or was it just straight to the point?
It was a few weeks later. They and believe it or not, I can't think of this guy's name. We actually went to high school with him. I knew his mom, and she knew me based off my name. She said she's heard at the football games before, and my first name being Myrie is pretty unique. And she was like, you know, my son, I can't think of his name now, but she was the one that told me that it may be breast cancer. And she wasn't supposed to say it, but she told me because her son, because I knew her son. I can't think of his name right now. So she told me. And then I'm telling you, I was so nervous, man, because they took me in this little room. And it's like, this is like the bad news room. Like, why is it so small? And I had no choice. And I had it 2 weeks later, man.
That's the reason why I asked you that was like, what was your thought process like going into like the surgery? Because when you get time to think about something, that can really mess up your mental health. So what was your thought process?
I was thinking about being strong, man, because my whole mindset was I'm on top of the world. But then it's like, well, the reality of it is you are human, you a man just like anyone else, and you have a family to take care of. You know what I'm saying? So I was extremely nervous and scared, man, but it was just like, you know, listen to the doctors and listen to all the percentages of everything could be okay. If you have this, we're going to get this out. I was still optimistic, but I was thinking positive. You know what I'm saying? So, and whew, it was rough, man, having drainage tubes. And it's something that a lot of people, like 95% of the people that know me or I know don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Only family knew that I even had that surgery, man. It was rough, too. 3.5 hour surgery on bilateral liposuction on my chest, man. It was something else.
So Mari, when did this transpire? I mean, have you beaten that or what?
Yeah. They ended up testing everything. Everything was good. It was just the rehab of it was very. Whew, I'm still rehabbing from it, man, because when you have liposuction, it's an internal thing. And when they moving around my chest with the liposuction, whatever the thing is called. When they take everything out, pretty much it's an internal bruise. So when you hit your arm and you get bruised, how long does your bruise last on the outside of your skin? So I had a bunch of internal bruises. On top of it, I was in shape, so I had a muscle chest plate on each side. So you gotta realize I have an internal bruise. I have a big chest plate. Everything you do is gonna move your chest. Coughing, sneezing, lifting your arm, turning your head, everything is gonna move your chest. So I was always in excruciating pain, man. Always. And a lot of people don't even know, like, I would say 90% of my chest, I can't even feel it to this day, man. Because when they did the liposuction, they took out a lot of my nerves too. So it's like, I'm like a walking testimony with so many things, man, that people don't even really know.
I would say. So what year was this? I mean, are you also, did they remove all the cancer, you said, right?
Yeah, everything was good. Yep, everything's good. Yep. 100% everything is good now. So it's just I have the memories, man. I have the memories from when it happened and having to stay in the hospital, and it was something else, man. And a lot of people was like, what? Man can get that? Huh? What? Yeah, it's pretty bad. And the sad thing about it, which ended up being good, I had to get out the Army because of it, man. Because Uncle Sam didn't give me enough time to heal, and I had to re-enlist, and you can't re-enlist with that type of, not injury, with I guess you could kind of say injury. You can't re-enlist because, you know, in the military, what can you do for me? And at the time, I needed so many years, months with rehab, I didn't have enough time left in the Army. So I had to get out medically.
Got you. And you said you were just on top of the world, like from an amateur standpoint, right?
Yep.
So how did that hinder like your boxing career? Because I'm sure you probably was recommended to take time off.
Yeah, definitely was. Everyone in the military, because I was going to join the All-Army boxing team. They were pretty upset about it. Of course, they wanted to rehab, but just like anything else, what can you do for me now? You know, we don't have time for that based off of what's going on. So you got to rehab. But the thing about boxing in the amateur world, you can do everything on your own. So it was almost like I was independent then before I even became a pro boxer, because I already knew the ropes and I learned from so many people on what not to do. That kind of like gave me a path, gave me a vision. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this way. I'm gonna do this way. And that's what I just started doing.
Got you. So you just gave a lot of information, man. I mean, one, you yourself as a man had to overcome essentially having breast cancer, right? And having liposurgery, having the cancer removed. And after having that surgery, you were, I won't say forced, but you had to retire from the Army, right? So that's something else. You served our country. Thank you, brother, for serving our country. You know, we definitely appreciate you and your service. So you're a veteran. right? That overcame cancer, and now you're a boxer who's now on top of winning the amateur championship, and this hits you. What's next for you? What was the next thing that you do?
Man, to be honest with you, it was so hard to stay mentally tough, man, because at the time, the biggest thing about that, Jamie and fellas, was I was beating guys that had 75 amateur fights. I had only had 4. I knew how to fight, but I couldn't box. They couldn't beat me in a fight, so they weren't going to beat me in boxing. I just had on boxing gloves. So, of course, me being as young as I was and not having no type of knowledge on the sport like they did, everyone wanted me because we can mold him, we can train him to be something. You know, and me knowing that, I didn't ask for this, but hey, they say I have it, and clearly I do. It made me feel so good. So it's like to hit that peak that I never even set for myself. It's like, man, I'm here. I'm like way up there. And now it's like, oh man, I'm hurt, but I'm out here. So it's like, okay, well, I just rehab and do this. But, you know, the mental struggle of literally trying to turn my head, pick up something, everything moves your chest. My mind was breaking down with how am I going to be able to punch someone if I can't even, you know, heal? Then it's an internal bruise. They never gave me a timeline on when I'll be okay. You know, so it was rough, man. It was rough. Only good thing was I didn't have to go to work. Which that's a segue. Let me tell you this. That's how I started boxing, man. Trying to get out of doing some labor at work, because we had this tournament in 82nd called All-American Week. It's a bunch of intramural sports, and you represent your unit. I was in the infantry unit. Infantry guys are not known to be athletic. So we never win in basketball, we never win in football. And if you get to the championship, you don't have to worry about being outside in a 95-degree Fort Bragg humid weather with all your uniform on, gear and everything for a 2-hour change of command ceremony if you get to the championship. So that next year I said, you know what, I'm doing boxing because at least I don't have to worry about myself versus the other 4 people on this basketball team. We're not going to make it to the championship. And I won that, and the referees of each one of my fights end up being my coach. And they said, hey, here's my number. You should do this. I'm like, no, I'm a boxer. I called them. 6 years later, every year after that, I won the Golden Gloves every year for North Carolina and then won All-Army. So it's like, hey, you got something. And that's how I started boxing, man. It's crazy. But I always wore pink then. I had the pink Nike socks, had pink on my shirt, something on my shorts. It was like I was a Pink Panther then, and I just didn't know it yet. I was like a baby starting to be an advocate, and I just didn't know it yet.
Man, that's good, because that was going to be my next question. It's like, how did you know boxing was where you wanted to be, and how do you transition that? I mean, you're in the Army, and then you become a professional boxer. Yeah. All right, so people see you as a professional boxer, and they might see, you know, the championships and everything that you talk about. That can you talk about a little bit of that pursuit, like that changing of the guard when you went from essentially being like a full-time military employee to now starting my own business, chasing after my dreams? Did that have any impact in your personal life, on your family, your friends? What was that process like?
The process was rather rough, man, because there's not one person out here in this world that has a set blueprint on what to do. No one can like really run your life and control it but you. So you know, I have kids, I have a job, I have to go here, I have to do this. So it's like, okay, well, I want to do this too. So how do you manage it? You have to be a great manager. Daughter, she has softball practice, got to take her. Other daughter has softball practice, got to take her. Hey, I want to box, so I have to like set everything up. It was rather challenging, man, but I really believed in that hunger, that the stress increased my hunger, man. That me thinking about it, me overthinking stuff, that increased my hunger, because I felt like when it was all said and done, this is going to be my story. Whether anyone ever hears about it, I know that this was my story. I'm a full-time dad. I'm taking my daughter's practice. I'm cooking. I'm helping them with homework, just being what a parent is. But at the same time, I want to box. So this is what I have to do. So I just deal with it. My mom always say, you got to do what you got to do. You pay the cost to be the boss. It's just funny. She always said that. So I just literally had to do that, man. It's looking back on it, it was very difficult. I'm so glad I'm past majority of the bulk of the stress and all that. Is pretty much I paid my own dues to do everything that I wanted to do in the sport and things that I didn't even think I would do, because I'm one of the men that I can honestly say boxing didn't save my life. I wasn't on the streets, wasn't homeless, but boxing chose me. I didn't choose it. But as soon as it chose me, it was as if I was a surfer. It was a high tide. I was riding the wave, and I'm still riding the wave, and I'm gonna ride the wave until it's low tide. But then, even when it's low tide, when I look back, I've built so much in the empire that it's not just for me and my family; it's for the world. Now, as far as being an advocate for breast cancer, one thing I'm gonna sneak peek you on now. I'm in the process of getting a mascot, Pink Panther mascot. I can do birthday parties. I'm gonna go to all types of festivals. Everyone's gonna want to take a picture with the Pink Panther mascot because mascot is something that all kids love. Of course, some of them are scared, but they love it. It's free promotion. It's gonna bring awareness to breast cancer the other 11 months of the year. You know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win either way. Whenever low tide is here. As far as for myself as a boxer, and then you transition to the promotion side. So pretty much, I didn't even take that back. It's never a low tide then because I'm building everything to keep everything a high tide.
Yeah. And what are some of the things you think we can do, right? Like, say we know someone, and we probably have some viewers in the watching us today that might be going through this, whether it's openly or silently. What are some things that you think that we can do to help people in this process that might be going through this journey or know someone that's going through a journey of dealing with cancer or even breast cancer?
The main thing, man, is letting them know that you're there and letting them know that you're not alone. Because this was something that, man, if my mama wasn't my mama, she wouldn't have known. I'm telling you, like, people's watching this now, this is their first time ever knowing or hearing about anything like that. It's something that, of course, you don't bring on yourself, and you're not really ashamed of it, but it's one of those things that seems to be undefeated, just like Father Time is. It's pride, man. And it took a lot of my pride to even feel like, man, I'm low like this, like, why do I have this? Why does it have to be me? You know what I'm saying? And it's considering something that no man or woman can control. It's always good to let them know that you're really there, that you're not alone. You may feel like you're alone. You may be alone in your house, but you're not alone. You can call me. You can text me. You can communicate with me anytime, any day. And I'm here for you to let you know that you are not alone, because that's the main thing. That it's always easier when someone feels that someone's there for them and not just saying it. Hey, call me if you need anything, or I'll be praying for you. You know, it sounds good, you know, but you need some action. You know what I'm saying? Actions speak way louder than words.
Yeah, gotcha.
Now, what advice can you give, like, to the men that might be struggling with it? That, like, you know, anybody that's in the feed or watch this video and this happens to them, like, what kind of advice can you give them?
Call me. No, actually, the 2 words, man, stay strong. You have to stay strong, because I really feel like I'm very mentally tough, but everyone isn't. And even though I'm mentally tough, everyone has some type of episode where they break down mentally. And, like, a lot of times if you break down mentally, you feel like your body's breaking down because it's all in your head. You know, so you have to stay strong. If you have a dog, if you don't have any kids, stay strong for your dog. But no matter what, stay strong for yourself. Tell yourself whatever you have to tell yourself, like, I'm going to get over this. I'm not going to let this beat me. Everyone wanted to be Mike Tyson and love Mike Tyson. Everybody feel like Mike Tyson couldn't be beat. Tell yourself, no one's going to beat me. I'm Mike Tyson. I'm Ali. I'm the greatest in whatever it is. From jumping rope to hula hoop, I'm not going to let this doggone disease beat me. I'm not going to let it get the best of me. Just stay strong. That's the best thing. Definitely stay strong, but by any means necessary.
Hey, that's good, man. I like that. Be the GOAT at everything you do every single day. Right. So I just want to add this because we talked about this the other night. I know this is going away from a little bit, but you threw the word GOAT out there. So who's your GOAT? Who's the greatest of all times when it comes? Let's say and let's stick to boxing. Who's the greatest of all time in boxing, and why to you?
Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time in boxing because he was a beast inside and outside the ring. He represented he represented every weight class, even though he was a heavyweight in that ring with his ringmanship, everything that he did, that's still entertaining to this day. And then you think about the history that he made, what he stood for, all the racism, the same things that we are going through today. That's why he is the greatest of all time. So even though he could have done so much on the outside as far as outside the ring that stood for nothing but positive things and all that good stuff. He did the same thing in the ring. He talked junk, he backed it up, and he was entertaining because people have to realize boxing is a sport. You know, it's just like football and basketball. It's entertainment, but it's real entertainment now. But he entertained us to this day. People mimic what he did to this day. So Ali was the greatest of all time, in my factual opinion, Mr. Anthony.
Hey man, I know you're in the locker room, man, but we can't let our audience just think that without giving a rebuttal. The greatest of all time is Floyd Money Mayweather.
I would love to hear why. Could you please give me several reasons why?
We'll talk about that off air. It's gonna mess up the show.
Oh man. I don't know, man.
Who you got, Jamie?
I tend to go Ali. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he did in and outside of the ring.
Yep.
To me personally. What about you, B. Farrell?
Well, I do have the Ali shirt on right now, but I got it on a representation of, because I didn't have any pink to wear today. I couldn't wear my wife's, aka pink. I couldn't. But,
don't put that on.
I'm honestly, I'm a Mike Tyson guy, man. That's just me, man. That's who I grew up watching, man. I just, it was excitement every time he got in the ring. However fast it was when they got out, but it was exciting.
Yeah. It's not a bad one.
Bro, you the last one. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in Ali family, man. Yeah, I think he was pretty amazing inside and out, just like my man said. So yeah, I'm gonna stay in the Ali family. Hey, but Tyson was tough though. Tyson was tough.
Still is. Looks like on the videos.
Yeah, on the videos.
I'll fight him for the right price.
Make sure
my insurance up to date.
I do like Roy Jones too. Roy Jones is one of my favorites too, though.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Roy Jones. Hey, Maury, you fight Tyson. We got to have you back just to see how you look when you get done.
Hey, I'm gonna have to have somebody hold the phone. I may be in the emergency room, but see, that's the thing. I'm glad you said that, man. Like that right there alone is so much mental, man, because you have to realize, I understand the videos, I understand what that man has done. But when it comes to man versus man, that man has two hands like me. He has a heartbeat like me. But it's one of those things, like I say, it's mentally, because no matter what, guess what you have to do? You have to believe in yourself. So if you sign that contract to fight anybody, hey, you have to believe in yourself that, hey, I'm gonna win this fight. Or I'm gonna put up a good show. I don't plan on getting hurt because, hey, I got two hands like he do. So yeah, we can do that from the emergency room because he may be there. I go live with Mike. Hey, Mike, you good? I just feel like it's ludicrous. That's another stuff. We'll talk about that later. Ludicrous.
You said it. Hey, so you talked about the mental side, right? So let's talk about that. So you're an Army veteran, right? And I'm pretty sure you had some deployments and even after fights and that stuff. Can you talk about some of the mental, how you talk about being strong a lot mentally, right?
Yeah.
Things that you overcome, that's not easy for everyone. So if you don't mind sharing with the audience some of the stuff, even from combat, where you fight in the field for our country, for our rights, and then the ring, and how you had to overcome each one of those hurdles and bounce back. And what was the toughest one you think to this day that you had to deal with?
The toughest one to this day was when the war first started back in 2002. That was the toughest, man, because you deal with so much and you do so much over there and you see so much that is nowhere near legal. It's not right, but you have to stay alive. It's one of the hardest things. Well, honestly, doing it is easy, but to come back from it is one of the hardest things, man. It's the hardest thing because as you get older, you mature, you think about the things that you did, you think about the things that you allowed, you've seen that you was a part of, that wasn't right, but you can think about it because you're alive. So the only reason, the way to stay alive was to do what you had to do to survive it. It's rough, man. So that is the hardest thing right there, just that mental aspect of it. But my mom is very religious, and I caught her over there in Iraq. I was in Fallujah, and I was 19 years old, man. It's crazy. When I called her one time, she says, Myrie, baby, I love you. Be safe, but promise me you will get them before they get you. And it was like, man. And that only means one thing. But you have to realize in your mind, you're not in the field. You are really in war. You know, so to be able to do that for 9 months and then come back to Fort Bragg and say, hey, I'm home, is so hard to just be normal. You're used to driving in the middle of the road, used to having your weapon. You know what I'm saying? You're used to doing a lot of things that you can't do in America. And if you get in some kind of trouble, you can't say, hey, I just came back from war. Well, hey, we expect for you to turn that off and turn that back on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process of training yourself. And that's exactly one of the main reasons why I'm mentally tough to this day, man. Because it's very psychological. It's very psychological. You have to, I always tell myself it's me versus me. You have to train yourself, man. I train myself so much. There's so many things that I battle with to this day with PTSD. I say, you know what? I'm going to test myself. And I test myself and I pass. But the anxiety that I feel in the process of testing myself, man, is out the roof. But then when I do it and I pass my own test that I gave myself, I'm adding some more points to my mental toughness that is going to help me get over or get through anything else. And I can teach my kids that, hey, don't worry about what I want to say. You run this. This is your world. This is your life. Put this stuff in your mind, think positive, but now you have to do it. I'm going to give you the path, put you in line to do it, but you're going to have to do it, you know, and make them mentally tough, man. But that was the hardest. But then on the boxing side of the house, the hardest is staying disciplined, because I'm a heavyweight, but that don't mean you can just eat anything. You need to run. You can run 2 miles, but you know you could have ran 4. No one can watch over you and look over your shoulder every single time. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have that mental toughness. Like, you know what? I'm going to go run. I'm going to go work out, because you want to be the best. Because when it's all said and done, that's what I love about boxing. In the sport of boxing, is you versus him. I have a trainer. I have a coach. I have a cut man. But when that bell rings, you are in there by yourself. I can't blame my coach. I can't blame no one. Like I say about Tyson, I have 2 hands. He has 2 hands. When that bell rings, I have to try to hit him more times than he hits me. As simple as that. So you can't blame no one but yourself. But so you have to be mentally tough about it with yourself, because a lot of people feel like also in boxing, it's physical. It's mental, man. It's so mental. It's a small percentage physical. Anybody can hit you in the right spot and put you down. It doesn't matter anything, man.
So, hey, so that's what I'm about to say. So boxing being a quote unquote, like a man sport, ego driven, testosterone filled, right? And you were going around there in Pink Panther.
Oh, like, boy.
And then not only are you Pink Panther, you talk a lot of smack, right? So I'm pretty sure people want to put their hands on you, and you got to back it up. You have to back it up, because now you're going to have people that are saying that you might not be as tough because you're an advocate, right? Like, man, you're advocate. So how did you take a stand in the boxing world? Like, man, again, I know you said your mother went through it, but man, that's bold to step out there and say, man, look, I'm going to rock pink. I'm the Pink Panther. Yep. I'm standing for women in my fight every single time the bell rings.
Yep. Now, I'm going to answer a question like this. Now, I know you only get one parent, one mom, one dad. But it's something about a woman, man, that you only get one mom. So every time I said something, every time I fought, I was fighting for my mom. I was fighting for all the women out there. So it was something that I couldn't halfway go in and do it. I was either going to do it or I wasn't going to do it. So I was full-fledged. And I do it and had no pride about it. Pink gloves, pink socks, pink everything. You know, like I said, real men wear pink. So you just pretty much, I was just 110% committed to it. And at the same time, proving to everyone, all the naysayers wrong. Oh, this man got pink. Oh, this man got pink. And, you know, it ended up being a trend, because whether you like me or not, you wanted to see me win or you wanted to see me lose. But either way, what was you going to do? You were going to see me. Either way. And as soon as you go to the barbershop, the beauty salon, church, wherever you go, you're going to say something about that guy in the pink. No matter what you have to say, the guy in the pink is going to come up one way or another. From something I said, something I did, one way or another.
Hey, Myrie, I know you might like this. Let's just put the scenario out. You in the corner, right? You getting tossed up in the corner, right? You got your guard up, right? Do that Pink Panther fighting for the pride of the breast cancer, do that kick in, or is just the male ego kick in? Because you're a hero, you're a superhero when it comes to breast cancer awareness. So do that part kick in like Hulk Hogan? You know how Hulk Hogan do the arm,
Yeah.
or do the male ego kick in?
I ain't gonna lie to you. All ego. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I just happen to have pink on then. I'm mad then. I just, hey, the guy with pink is mad now. And I'm about, hey, when I just say I'm about to give you pink out that Obamacare don't cover when Obama was the president. But yeah, that's straight ego, man. Straight ego. Straight ego then. Straight ego. But like I say, it's for them. I was like, I'm fighting for them. Because that's another thing. I feel like I've taken my mom to so many appointments, and to see the women there, man, I'll be like, yo, I ain't complaining no more. There's no way I can complain about this, and these women are going through this, and they have to drive, or they have, man, it's very humbling, man. It is very humbling. So it's like, man, some of the women knowing they're not going to be here too much longer, some are still fighting and all that good stuff. It's like, hey, for a man that doesn't know them to stand for that, that gives them that pride. That gives them that hope, that little bit of mental toughness that, you know what, I can beat this. Even though they may already have a life expectancy. You never know. So,
hey, Murray, this is a good time. We can turn our mics on, and let's give a hand to all the survivors and the ones that's going through it right now, because the way you speak about it, they deserve a hand, man. They deserve a hand, man.
I do. I clap for that, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, so Murray, I'm just going to ask this question to be frank, man. So, because you gave a lot of information and a lot of encouragement of why you not only box and why you fight and why you're so passionate around it. I mean, I know, you know, me and my brother, we can attest the love for our mothers. It still drives most of what we do to this day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know we all share that. But man, you an Army veteran, right? You're a boxer, but man, what else? What you think people don't think that you do? Like, what are some of the things that you're so talented, man? Tell people some of the things that you do that we might not be aware of.
I'll tell you this is funny. No one knows that I'm a massage therapist, man. Massage therapist and esthetician. A lot of people don't know that, man. A lot of people don't know. I was working at a spa in Fayetteville. I would lift weights in the morning, go to work, do massages all day, get off work, and go train, and do that for 5 days a week. It was crazy. A lot of people don't know that, man. A lot of people don't know that I'm a massage therapist. Esthetician, too. They don't know, like you, how you going to be doing facials and stuff? Hey, I believe in the smarter, not harder industry, man. Smarter, not harder. Coming from the military, been outside when it's cold, been outside when it's hot. I ask myself, what is it that I want to do when I get out that I enjoy doing myself? Because I enjoy helping people, and it's a high demand. It's never gonna go out of style, and it's fairly easy to do something. When you love something, it comes second nature. It's pretty easy, and make good money doing it. And I was like, yep, massage. I get them all the time. I'm always getting something. I say, hey man, what's this? I don't even know what it is. I'm just paying for it. They putting something on my face. I don't know. So you know what? I'm going to school for that. I can do that. I'll be laying down on the table like, that's all they got to do. I can do that for 30 minutes and get $80. That's too easy. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have Pink Panther massages.
Hey, yeah. So I know you get a lot of attention, right? Your inbox probably looks crazy. Your text messages, your Facebook statuses. How do you balance that? Like, how do you differentiate between who's really your support, right? Because you talk about having support and having a support system. There's a lot of people that think they have a support until life gets hard, and those people disappear. How do you handle, friends coming and going and leaving and jumping on and off the Pink Panther train per se?
One of the famous, many of the famous athletes pretty much gave me the blueprint way ahead of time. For me to be just a humble, silly man as it is, I never really adjusted to fame. So I always kept my family around me. I never really I guess Drake, someone said, no new friends. That's how I really had it. Now I have social media friends. Someone that see me in the barbershop, hey, what's up, champ? Getting a couple, hey, I can take a picture. You want to sign this? All that good stuff. But when it was all said and done in my corner, if you look at any of my videos, any of my fights, my entourage was always my family. My mom, my kids, my trainer. We all do our little dance to the song coming out, and we'll go to the ring. But it's definitely a struggle, man, because someone, someone always in your corner. It's someone always saying, hey, I can do this for you. Hey, I'll do that. But everyone, men and women, are looking for the come up. Mm-hmm. I've gotten so many free shoes, free this, free that. But will you wear this? Or will you do this? It's like, well, I thought you just wanted me to have your shirt, and I don't mind wearing your shirt and taking a picture with it. But there's always some underlying incentives. Always, man. Always. But I balanced that pretty well, because when I lost my first fight, I always told people this, man. I don't know if you remember Ronda Rousey. I know you know who Ronda Rousey is. When she had lost her first fight, she had went into a deep depression. She thought about suicide and all that stuff. I never thought about suicide, but before I lost, I did not know how known I was. It was so many people waiting on that to happen. It was like, I really felt like the world was coming down on me. So that very next morning, I was okay. I didn't like the fact of what happened, but I was okay. So I went live on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I said, hey, y'all, I'm doing like this. I was like, hey, I'm good. No black eyes. I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm thankful that I'm here. My babies love me. And back then, that's when, maybe they still have it, when Carolina Panthers would win, we get Krispy Kreme donuts for free. Buy one, get one free. I was like, I'm still going to get my donuts tomorrow. I'm okay. I'm thankful. And a lot of people love that, because you have to kind of like, that's how you kind of like smash the naysayers. Like, oh man, he's okay. Like, hey, I'm alive, I'm well. I still have a house, still have a job, still have a family. Like, I'm okay. That's how you prove a lot of people wrong, because a lot of people want you to go into that dark hole. And with that being said, I found out a lot of people sometimes, man, in life, you need some mishaps to happen to see who really is who. Because I had people in my corner that you couldn't have told me weren't good people until that happened. So it was almost like I needed that to happen for my life, because I would have kept those people in my corner. I would have kept them around to do something or just be around me or something. But for me to take that L, it was just pretty much, it made everything in my life better, man, to show me who was really who outside of the family, outside of people, because my family was in my bubble. But it's always someone that'll call, someone that text, someone you see, someone, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Type stuff, just talk to, chill with. But it proved me wrong from then too. So, but like I said again, that mental toughness, man, and everybody else that all the other athletes in every other sport that was rich and famous and giving this person money. Now, if you wasn't with me initially going into the Dollar Tree, I can't have you in the Dollar Tree with me now. You had to be going in the Dollar Tree with me initially. That's how it works. You went to the Dollar Tree with me, Jamie.
Yo, we was in the Dollar Tree driving that Mercury Cougar together.
Yep, we was in that Dollar Tree, that Cougar, boy. $5 worth of gas was something.
Yeah.
Hey, Maurice, so we all heard your intro song. Could you tell us your connection with Pastor Troy?
Pastor Troy, I know y'all gonna say something. I gotta see what Jamie's face look like. Pastor Troy, great rapper all the time. I'm just here to tell you. No, I'll take that back. That's actually Eminem, but that's another story. So, I've always loved Pastor Troy music, man. I was in Fayetteville at football practice at Pound Forest at the time. I heard the Animal playing GA song. I was like, man, that beat is nice. I always love beats, man. And I just love his music. I should go to a show when he would come to Fayetteville, or I would go to Georgia or someone the surrounding areas. Just be like, Pastor Troy, da-da-da. End up taking a picture with him one time. That was it. Took the picture of me and him and put it on a shirt. And I got one of his quotes from his album on the back of my shirt. And he took the shirt, he signed it, he took it from me. And from that point forward, we just been cool. He said, hey, bro, take my number down, man. You cool, man. I'll be seeing you. So I ain't saying I was a groupie, but I ain't not saying I was a groupie. And that takes a lot of pride for me to say that right now. You know what I'm saying? I was just a big fan. I'm not a groupie, though. I was a big fan, man. And it's a cool dude, man. The first time I drove a Lamborghini was his. Probably the only time. Won't be the only time, but yeah. And it's funny and it's cool, man, and humbling, because I can call him, he'll pick up the phone. And I understand he may not be as famous as he was, but he's famous to me. He's Pastor Troy. And for him to have been my favorite rapper and someone I really liked his music, because it kept me, pretty much, I want to always say alive overseas, because you have to be mentally ready to go on those missions and everything, and get you hyped. get you hype for the gym, get you hype for fights and all that good stuff. It's pretty cool, man. So he's like, yeah, I'll make your song for you. I was like, hey, can you do this? He made, I know everybody know who Young Dolph is. Young Dolph's producer is DJ Squeaky. He got a beat from DJ Squeaky for my song. That alone, for me personally, it's like I'm done boxing. I just want to listen to this song all day. I don't want to box no more. Pastor Troy made my song from DJ Squeaky producing the beat, man. It's pretty cool, man. So yeah, he's made 2 of my songs too, man. It's pretty cool. The first song he made is the one I love the best because he's naming my mom. He didn't specifically say her name, but he said my mom, my aunt, and my kids. And I have all girls. So that was a good thing that he said that. But the second song he actually put on his album. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool, but that's my boy. So he has DSGB for Down South Georgia boys. So he has a DSGB army. I ain't from Georgia. I'm from Puerto Rico, Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's like a branch off from Puerto Rico and Fayetteville. But yeah, I'm part of the DSGB army, man.
Pastor Troy was definitely legendary in the clubs back in the 90s. Yeah. I actually was skimming through Amazon Prime. I seen he had put out a movie recently with him and Shawty Lowe in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. He's definitely a legend.
Yeah.
And hey, B. Farrell mentioned earlier that Roy Jones was one of his people he rocked with too, and I happened to witness you have a conversation with Mr. Roy Jones and Evander Holyfield. Can you share with people, like, being around, like, people that we see on ESPN and how did you handle that? And what was that like?
Boy, man, it was hard. And I honestly, I had a little bit of happy pee. You know, I was a little dog. I was so excited, man. Holyfield, business. Holyfield was about business. Holyfield told me, I actually got it on video too. It's crazy. Holyfield told me the day after Mike Tyson bit his ear, no one knew, well, we wouldn't know. They was in the same hotel. They got in the same elevator the next morning. They didn't hate each other. It was just all entertainment. Now, Tyson didn't really bite his ear. He probably shouldn't have did that, but like they didn't really hate each other. Tyson didn't hate Holyfield. Holyfield didn't hate him. When they was in the elevator going down, he said when they pushed the button, he said, hey, what are these people going to say when this elevator opened and all the paparazzi going to be here? Because it was crazy for them to, be in the same elevator after he just bit his ear. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. But he was explaining that to me because, a lot of times at weigh-ins and different press conferences, everyone's pushing each other and acting like you hating each other. He's like, man, don't ever do nothing like that. It's business. It's about, you gotta realize business is money. It's about this money. It's about and then he said, I just got paid this many millions. Why would I fight him for free? He said, Tyson's not going to hit me and I'm not going to hit Tyson. So he was giving me that knowledge as if he knew that I done did it before, even though I have. I was like, man, okay, I'm just soaking up all them jewels and all that knowledge he was feeding me, man. It was crazy. And Roy, man, I was almost so starstruck when I met Roy. I actually walked Roy to the ring when he got introduced at Fort Bragg. Roy was a cool dude, man. I feel like Roy be a Dollar Tree with me. Roy is so low key and so chill, man. Roy didn't say much. He didn't give me any knowledge. It was just to be in his presence alone was enough for me, man, because I still have Roy's greatest knockouts on DVD, man. Like, that's Roy Jones Jr. Roy was actually the fighter of the decade in the 90s, man. People forget about that because it's 2020. He was a fighter in the decade. Roy is a legend, man. So, to be around people like that, man, it's so cool, man.
I'm glad Pastor Troy did the song for you, not Roy.
I was gonna go there. B.
Hey man, we can't diss Roy like that.
Hey, respect to you, Roy. Right.
Hey,
much
Roy,
respect to you. I must have forgot.
Yeah. Hey, he got the shirts out now too. Y'all must have forgot. It's on the back. It say Roy Jones Jr. in the front, and the back say y'all must have forgot. Yeah, he actually has a new one coming out too, man.
Hey, he must have forgot Mike Tyson hit hard too, right?
Man, who y'all got in that fight though?
Man, it depends on how this exhibition goes, man. But I don't know, man. I like Mike.
Man, let me tell you, man. Roy gonna mop Mike Tyson, man. Roy is a better boxer than Mike Tyson in real life.
Yeah, boxer realize. Yeah, Yeah, boxing.
He gonna all that slugging. Yeah, he not gonna mop him, but he gonna do his just due to him. Come on, man. Say what? He might watch it. But look, look, Maury, look, check this out, man. Like, look. Since we talk about boxing still, right? Give us some of the local boxers, because it's not every day that we see local boxers, right? And we don't know where to go and search them up, because it's kind of rare if you're not an avid boxing fan like myself. But can you give us a couple names that's
I tell you this, the man right now, he lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's Michael Williams Jr.
Michael Williams, that's the dog.
Michael Williams Jr. He's actually he's 13-0. Believe it or not, he's trained by Roy. He lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He's 19. He's next. He's definitely next. He's definitely next. This guy named Tony Burgess. Tony Burgess has a gym in Spring Lake, North Carolina. He has several pro fighters in his stable. Fayetteville, we don't have many in Fayetteville. But another thing, too, how you can weed out boxers. You go somewhere, because that's another thing I tell you. No one looks like a fighter unless they all swole up, but you could be anything. It's not about muscle in boxing. You say, oh, yeah, I box. Oh, yeah, you box. Oh, man, I was this. I'm like, what? That don't even make sense. They start telling you stuff. It's almost like someone mentioned basketball. Like, yeah, I shot from half court. They gave me 5 points. I'm like, what? That's not right. It don't work that way, you know? But Michael Williams Jr., what's that guy's name? I know Mr. Tony, his name is Tony Burgess. He has a nice gym in Spring Lake, man. He has 3 pros that are actually making their pro debut next Saturday in Rock Hill, South Carolina. You going, James? Well, not next Saturday, on the 7th. It's in 2 weeks, actually. It's 2 weeks. It's in 2 weeks. Christian Martin show. Hey, what was the guy we was talking about?
From Manager.
Oh, from
the Bull City Showdown.
From that live by you.
Yeah, that run at the park.
Simmons. Yes. Simmons. Now him, he's official too. He's young too. He is official. He probably throws 100 punches around. I don't know if he land that many, but you got to stay busy. In the amateur boxing, you have to stay busy. And just imagine, he's so young and he's doing that now. He only gonna get better when he get older. Even if he, lessen the punch count down, he's gonna make him count more. Plus, he's been doing it for years and he's young. He's actually ranked in the world. You know what I'm saying? As an amateur, he's ranked in the world. He's in the top 10 in the world. You know what I'm saying? So definitely skies is definitely looking good for him in the very near future. He's been in different title magazines and everything, man. He's doing real good. Definitely proud of him. Proud to know people like that, man. Because the thing about it is, we talking about Tyson and Roy. These are the next ones like that. They're really next up in line, man. Like the way have been paid for them is pretty cool, man. I'm just happy to know them.
Hey man, and that's good, man. So look, this hour always go by like super fast, man. Like I know for me, yeah, it goes, wow. It goes quick. What I want to do real quick, I'm gonna put something up on my screen, and I want y'all to let me know whenever you can see it, right? Because something that you're doing that I think is key for most people is transitioning. And you did a lot of transitioning, right, in life, right? You knew from the Army how to transition. So talk about this cover and it's transitioning you from a fighter to a promoter, if you could share with the people.
Sure will. Love that. That's a nice little cover there, too. Who's that? That's me? I've always loved cars, man. I have a great deal of love for cars. When I was an E3 in the military, I bought that the car on the left side, which is a 1973 Pontiac Le Mans. Got it fully restored over years, because boy, it took some time with them old cars, man. That's my baby on the cover. That 1973 Pontiac luxury Le Mans, right? And I was approached by a guy that was in the military. Believe it or not, we was deployed together. Just a small world when it comes to that. He has a car magazine. He does different photo shoots. And he asked me would I be on the cover in October of 2015. I was like, will I? Yes, I will. So I got great marketing, great love for that. He actually told me the magazine, that was the highest selling. So hopefully this month it'll be high too again, because we've done the 5-year update. Now on there I had the Pontiac. On the right, I have my Maserati. And what a lot of people don't know, I am a promoter now, Pink Panther Promotions. So I've transitioned to fighter to promoter. And a lot of people said I should have done that from the start based on how I promoted myself. But I've always been like a huge advocate on like, hey, who knows you better than you? Because I was signed to a promotion company and they did a decent job, but they didn't know me like I knew me. So I got shirts, bracelets, I would hashtag everything. Because in the sport of boxing, you have to be famous way before you're rich. People have to know who you are. They have to want to come see you fight. You know what I'm saying? So it was a smooth transition for me personally. Mentally, I still have 10, 15 more fights in me. In actuality, I have 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? So it's a smooth transition. And this cover right here shows the update on the right side. I'm more business savvy now because I've always been a businessman, but I've always wore the boxing uniform doing it, all the behind the scenes stuff. Now I'm transitioning to a full promoter. I'm gonna be putting on shows. Everyone's gonna have pink gloves. It's gonna be pretty cool, man. Appreciate you putting that cover on that too. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, based off of that cover picture to the left, you got enough baby oil where you won't go be ashy until 5 years later, man. So, man.
Yesterday, my first day being ashy.
Okay. I just want to check.
Just rubbed off.
But I'm proud of you. Hey, but look, you mentioned something, and I know you personally, man, but I want you to share this because of the times we're in and the importance of voting. Tell people what happened to that baby on that left side of that car, your car on to the left. You had some things that took place when you took your car to a dealership where some vandalism took place.
Yeah, man, my car was definitely vandalized. It was pure hate. It said MAGA. It had KKK on it. Windows busted out. It was keyed. The tires were slashed. Man, it was pretty bad, man. Pretty bad in general, definitely for 2020. But with what's going on in the world today, I mean, you really can't put nothing past no one and what goes on in this world. It woke me up more than I was already woke based off, man, like this can happen to me. You know, I was in Georgia too, so I don't know. But one of the most sad parts about it was when we called the cops said, people hate people like this? People still do this? And I was like, what? Like, you a cop. He's a white cop. You know, I just didn't really understand that. But COVID was new at the time, so that was rough, man. That stuff right there make a grown man cry, boy, when somebody mess up his baby, boy. Woo! Well, she's good to go now.
Yeah, but you bounce back, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, because you could have responded in a totally different way, man. And, you know, people want to show hate, but the best way to overcome it, man, is to just rise above it, man, and don't let people break your character. So you showed.
Which is challenging, man, speaking of that, breaking your character. I said something when I first turned pro, and someone replied back that I had Twitter. They ain't had Twitter since. And what the person replied to me back with was so right that I didn't like it so much. I was like, oh my God, like I'm really a professional now. I cannot talk like that no more. I can't. It's something about, it's just that word. You just have to carry yourself different. Everything you do, man, is scrutinized. It can be looked at this way, it can be looked at that way. It's real, it's serious, man. It is serious. I've been on TMZ twice. One time from when I was in Hollywood, Florida with all the heavyweight. Oh, that's another thing. I was in Hollywood, Florida with the past 20 heavyweight champs of the world. Little old Pink Panther was in Hollywood, Florida with Klitschko, Tyson, Roy, Ray Mercer, Spinks, the Spinks brothers. One of the Spinks beat Ali. Man, just name them, they were there. Matter of fact, I was at the table with Holyfield and his wife. Man, it's like, I was so starstruck. I was so happy, man. It's just like, I wasn't even there as a fan. I was there amongst them. That alone was breathtaking. I got all the autographs. I didn't really want to because the pride was getting me, but it's like, no, man, I'm never going to have an opportunity like this to do this ever again. You know what I'm saying? And then speaking of the character, I watch how they carry themselves over the years. They're the same way now. You know, so it's like, yeah, definitely always, you know, try to be positive, do the right thing, because no matter, even if you boxing now or not, I'm still the Pink Panther. I'm still Myrie Coleman. So it's something that someone can say, hey, he did this. And next thing you know, I'm in the tabloids or someone saying this on social media. Oh, he did it. You know, so you have to, it's just something that you sign up for that you don't think you sign up for, but you signed up for it. whenever you become a professional, anything. But it's good because I teach my kids to be that way as girls transition to young girls, young women, you know, ladies, all that good stuff, because you just need to do right and carry yourself right, no matter who's watching, no matter who you are, because a lot of it's in your mind. As I always tell people, I'll be rich, but I'm always gonna go to Dollar Tree. I'm still gonna go to Walmart. Yeah, I'm gonna drive a Lamborghini, but I still gotta go to Walmart to get my food. You know, still balling out at the Dollar Tree. So.
Hey, I want to ask you before we go, man, because we're up on this hour. I want to ask you a controversial question that we've been getting within the locker room that's been causing quite a stir. What does it mean to be humble to you? And does humble and being humble in the boxing world hurt you or help you?
Humble. Boy, that is rough. My factual opinion. Now, my opinion with being humble is a job. That's a job for me. Talking amongst my peers that say or are on my level, whatever that even means, you can speak to them about anything. How much money, how much something costs. Yeah, I bought this car that costs this much, and no one looks at it as being bragging because they know where you came from. They know what it took for you to get it. You say that to the wrong person, oh, he's arrogant. He's conceited. He's full of himself. So when you get around people that you don't know, you have to go to work. Speak general. You have the generality of everything until you get comfortable, until they open up and make you feel comfortable enough to be more of yourself. I'm still myself. It's just a certain level of versatility that I have that where I only have to open up this much of myself and I stay there. And if I'm talking to this person, I open up more when it comes to certain things that may be something of value, something that I would do or something that I have done, you know, and that's, in my opinion, the part of being humble because it's a job, man. It depends who you're talking to. It depends where you are. If you're at a restaurant with your friends and you're talking about football, there's no need to be throwing out, hey, I want to get this car. Or, hey, you see that what I did in that fight? It's like, no, it's not about you right now. Just, you know, soak up the moment that you all chilling, hanging out, watching football. You know what I'm saying? So you have to stay humble. You can't always make things about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. I love that.
Hey, Marie, you know, I got 2 words for you. Stay humble.
Stay woke. Stay humble.
Hey, look. So we're gonna get ready to close it out, man. Before we do, we always like to go around. I call it like the post-game speech, man. Since we're in the locker room, we give everybody a chance to go around and say their piece or say what they want to say, plug, promote, whatever it may be. So we're gonna take that time now before we close out in prayer, and give everybody an opportunity to, you know, say what they need to say. We'll start it off with B. Farrell, brother. You want to kick it off for us?
Yep. I appreciate you, Marie, man. I can tell it didn't keep you down. You out there on the island somewhere on the yacht right now. I see you.
Hey, Dollar Tree Beach.
Say what?
I'm at the Dollar Tree Beach.
But yeah, we appreciate you, man, for coming on the show, man, and sharing your story, man, because like we said, a lot of people probably never knew that men can even get this disease or whatever. But again, we appreciate you. I just want to say to the people, early voting has started in North Carolina. If you're still skeptical about the presidential part, you do have a lot of local things on the ballot. I actually went and voted Friday. So just get out there and vote. Use your voice. Yep. But again,
hey, B. Frank, can you share them about the back of the ticket? Can you share a little information about the back of the ticket that you told me?
Oh, so yeah, I was just kind of looking at the back of the ticket, and a lot of local offices was not contended. So that should give people motivation to not just vote, but to try to run for office, you know, because not contended, you already got a winner in there. So that's it.
Appreciate that, B. Farrell. Bro, what you got?
Yeah, I just want to appreciate you too, bro, for just the knowledge that you just shared, man. I was being very quiet because I feel like the community and our whole and even our platform, they need to hear what you had to say, because man, you allow something that was potentially could have destroyed you to be your encouragement, and it continues just to push you and to continue to strengthen you through all endeavors. And I'm amazed, man, how you just still being such a strong advocate for your platform and how you continue just to create a movement. You know what I'm saying? So just want to encourage you, bro, just to continue just to do just what you're doing, man. We're going to continue just to make sure that, you know, we'll be of any kind of assistance, be a helpmate to you, and just you keep encouraging people just like you have done and just like you, you know, are doing, because it's definitely needed in such a time as this, man. And you said something about your mom and about, you know, your situation. And the only thing I could think about was purpose, you know what I'm saying? Because you didn't even understand everything you was going through, everything you were going to go through, but you seen her being a 2-time survivor. So I'm pretty sure through that walk, through that thing, I mean, through the situation, you've seen her already exemplifying that same strength that you've been talking about and that we see in you. So, man, we just continue just to tell you, man, just continue to be an encouragement to others.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks, man.
All right, D, you up next. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, man. I want to speak. Can you give me your Spanish name again, sir?
When I go home to Puerto Rico, they
yes.
call me, and I'm not going to laugh because I'm serious. Hold up, you get this laugh out. My name is Midi Coleman.
Okay, that's what I want to speak to, sir. but man, we thank you for coming, man, and it's an honor, man, because we the locker room, man, we want to encourage men, but you know, we also want to encourage women, but we want to encourage these men. Like, things can happen to men that we think that never happened. We think we just so macho and Superman that nothing can stop us, but it's a lot of things that can stop us. And and then at the same time, you know, they say men is not strong as women, but we can face adversity and do things as women also. But it's great that you shared this story, man, and you being a boxer and you being a vet in the Army. It's amazing, man, that we can see somebody that actually done a lot and actually have to do a lot and overcome. That's what really, you know, sometimes people may have breast cancer and they just sitting around and they sleeping and wallowing in it. You were still perfecting the craft, raising the kids, still on base. So that was just one great thing, man. And we right here, man. We Pink Panther all the way, man. And before you go, please let us know we can get that merch, man. And the locker room will always shout you out, man. Anything you do, we're gonna throw it up, man, because I'm gonna be there.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks, man. That's cool.
And bro, you know me,
mushy,
man.
We're not gonna get mushy.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get mushy. Ain't gonna get mushy.
Hey, I'm old, man. I'm crying. Hey, I'm emotional. That's cool, man. That's crazy. You're talking about me? That's me? Dang, that's crazy. That's cool.
Hey, you know, man, we go back from years, man. You know, childhood friends and to this day. And one, I appreciate the courage. Like, again, you told a story that, again, like, a lot of people didn't know this story outside of your immediate family. And so when I reached out and we talked, and I just asked you, you know, did you mind sharing this? Because we're at a time now where, you know, transparency is really key, especially for men. And showing strength in our community through transparency is definitely what we need to be, an open line of communication. And the things that you spoke on, like I tell you, man, I look up to you like, you know, you're a hero for me, just to see, not just being there for people that go through it, but actually advocating for the change, right? You know, what can we do? How can we, even if it's just visiting one of these centers and supporting the women that travel there alone, or the men that might be in there alone, going through any cancer struggles, man. And like you say, it's not just like text me when you need something. Make yourself available to be something is what we really stand for. And man, I salute you for all you do, all you overcome, man, even on professional and personal hurdles that I know that you keep bouncing back and you keep jumping over, man. You push me. You know, they say iron sharpen iron. And there's been plenty of days that I wanted to give up and I hit you up and you say, keep going, bro. And there's been days that you call me vice versa, and I say, nah, we got to keep eating, keep going, bro. So I definitely appreciate you. One, I wear pink differently now, man, because I know, like you say, man, Pink Panther and breast cancer awareness is not just for October, man. It's for every day, because people get diagnosed every single day in this journey, in this battle. So, man, keep fighting, keep pushing. And again, we thank you for being a part of the locker room, man, today.
I appreciate that so much, man. It means so much to me, man. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. I appreciate that, man.
Well, this
me.
is dope, man. This is dope. Yeah, I'm talking about you, man.
That's crazy, though, man. It's crazy because I think of myself, I'm just a regular guy, man. That's the humble part we're speaking on, though. But that's just, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the opportunity to have me on the show, man. I'm very thankful for everything I've been through to make me who I am to this day, man. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate everything. It's crazy, man.
Man. So, go ahead.
Before we go, man, we had some people that put breast cancer survivors in the chat or somebody that's dealing with it. I'm just gonna throw a few names. I know one situation personally, like Cheryl White, Neil McCoy. I think that's Ajane Bell. It's just a few they will put in there. You can go back in the chat. Man, we applaud y'all. It's amazing to see the recovery and we're thankful for you.
Hey, those are the real champs.
We salute you.
Real champs.
Yeah, and thank you, D, for pointing that out. Cheryl White, Rosemary Searles, Carla Hopper, Tanya Ford. I know personally. Yo, y'all are the real champs, man. We appreciate you and we thank y'all. Hey, as we do every week, man, we like to close out in prayer because when you leave the locker room, man, we're going to leave out motivated, get ready to tear this week up. Like you said earlier, today, Marie, it's about being the GOAT, being the greatest of all time and what you're doing right then and there. So go be the greatest father, go be the greatest mother, greatest daughter, greatest student, greater employee or employer on tomorrow. So, bro, if you don't mind closing us out in prayer as we get ready to shut the locker room down.
Yes, sir.
Father God. Oh, me, right?
No, my brother. Go on mute.
Hey, I'm ready to do it.
Hey, you know what?
Go ahead.
Hey, don't fall for it. No.
Hey, we both do it 2 times.
Are you first?
That's racist. All right. Father God, thank you for allowing me to be on this show, allowing me to be on this platform. These good brothers doing everything positive for the community, getting everybody healthy and speaking positive things out there. God, let everyone get home safely out and about at the Dollar Tree Beach like myself. Just let everybody go overcome the COVID and all the illnesses out in this world today. In God's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And Father, we thank you, God. We thank you for just this platform. We thank you for the information that Brother Maurice showed. God, we ask that you continue just to touch him, to be a leader and guide to him, God. And thank you for just bringing awareness to this situation, God. Breast cancer is important, God, and we just thank you for just allowing us to have a platform to be able to bring awareness to it, God. Again, we thank you for the survivors. We thank you for your hand on their lives, God. We ask that you continue just to touch, heal, and deliver, God. And we just thank you and give you all praise, glory, and honor. In Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Hey, thank you again, man. Everybody, please be safe. As we always close the locker room out, man, there's a few things you must do. I feel like you must do. Wash your hands, put your mask on your face, and give me my space. Marie, enjoy the rest of your birthday vacation, man. I see you down there at the Dollar Tree Island. Man, enjoy that weather, the sun setting here, man. Be safe, man. Brothers, as always, I love y'all. Locker room, we love y'all. Until next time, be blessed, be outstanding, be amazing.
Take us out, Jamie. Take us out with a song, Jamie.
Hey, man, the song. I don't have it no more, man. The screen froze up over, man.
Well, good. All right, man. Locker room, give a hand to Marie Coleman.
I appreciate y'all, brother, man. Y'all be good, man.
Love y'all, man. Peace, man.
I love you too, man, for sure.